Chapter 5. Kim awakens on the couch next to Anna's web, having fallen asleep unexpectedly the night before while pondering possible solutions to all her problems. The spider has already retreated to a hiding place with her hunger satiated, leaving a wrapped fly behind in the silk to be finished later. The green lynx egg sacs hatch sometime during the night, leaving Kimberly with a false feeling of fullness this morning as thousands of spiderling legs tickle the inside of her stomach. She knows she needs to eat again sooner than later, but the crippling pains of starvation have been held at bay for now. As bad as store-bought spiders taste, similar to instant coffee versus traditionally brewed, Kim needs to break herself of the haunting ritual little by little. Keeping a stash of food in the apartment will help reduce the short-term cravings to pursue her prey. She prepares herself for a trip to the pet store before attending another meeting later in the day.
"I'll see you in a little bit, Anna. And Alexander,"
she adds quickly, slamming the door behind so the echoes of his voice can't plague her again this morning. There is only one pet store in town that sells feeder spiders for reptiles, Paradise Pets, and fortunately it isn't incredibly far from the apartment complex. Driving has grown increasingly difficult as her strength has deteriorated rapidly, even causing her to downsize the car to a smaller and lighter model for easier handling. Kim has also shrunk several inches as her body continues to shrivel and her spine compresses, causing her to move the driver's seat into its closest possible position now. The drive is harrowing with a few close calls of narrowly avoiding accidents where she barely had the strength to fully depress her brakes. But she arrives safely in front of the pet store with a thump as her front tire bumps into the curb.
"Welcome to Paradise Pets. How may I help you today?"
The tattooed young woman at the counter greets.
"Hello, I would like to purchase some feeder spiders, please." "Oh, a reptile owner, I see. I believe we are fresh out of house spiders and are still waiting on the next shipment."
Kim's heart drops. She risked death to herself and others to drive this far, and her stomach grumbles as if a large knife or small sword has been plunged into it.
"How long do you think it will be? My lizard won't last much longer without a meal." "Oh, it's hard to say. Sometimes we get them quickly and other times it takes weeks. Never can quite predict the timeline when it comes to live animals. We do have plenty of mealworms, night crawlers, and more to get your lizard through."
She smiles.
"Or we do have jumping spiders in stock if you are dead set on them, although it will cost you a bit more than the regular feeders."
Jumping spiders? Kim has never tried them before, but the apprehension of an arachnid leaping around her esophagus and stomach feels as unsettling as eating a tarantula, which she has also considered recently, but the choking hazard was always too risky.
"Do the reptiles take to them the same as house spiders?" "Sure, although they are a bit harder to catch. Otherwise, they're a similar size and most lizards seem to like them all the same." "I'll take 30, please."
30?
"I don't know if we have that many, but I will double check for you right away." "In that case, give me everything you've got. It could be a matter of life and death. For my reptile. And I don't care about the cost. Hopefully you will have more house spiders by the time I come back next week. But these will do for now." "Fingers crossed. I wish I had what you need, but sadly it is out of my control. I'll be right back with those jumpers."
She smiles as her septum piercing raises slightly. Kim looks around the store, seeing dog treats and litter boxes, and wonders why she chose to seek the company of the least cuddly creature in existence. Aside from eating them, spiders have been her only refuge for the past 13 months, since Alexander died. The wonders of humanity have lost their allure as the time has passed, and people seem to only grow more disturbed by her appearance.
I have 24 left, and they're all yours.
The woman continues cheerfully as she returns with a blown-up bag of spiders in her hand.
Great. I will gladly take them all. Fantastic. And is there anything else you will need for your... What kind of reptile is it?
Kim stammers, glancing around at the terrariums of pets for sale.
I have a gecko. Yes, and she loves spiders. I have tried crickets and worms before, but she never eats quite as much as when I feed her those 8-legged delicacies.
Lucky little lady. You're a good mom, too. Very few people would go the extra mile to ensure their lizard is eating properly. Most reptiles never get the nutrition or hydration they require and suffer because of it.
I try my best.
The spiders have got to be a couple dollars apiece, but she will at least be more satiated over the next couple of days.
Health is wealth, as my own mother used to say. Smart woman. I wish more people thought of their pets that way instead of as expendable commodities. We should all aim to keep our animals as healthy as possible, just like ourselves.
The woman takes the debit card and runs it for $39.86, passing it back with a receipt as Kim grimaces.
Thank you. I'm sure she will enjoy the premium spiders. Absolutely she will. See you next week when the feeders are hopefully back in.
Yeah, not so sure I'll make it that long. Kim whispers.
See you then.
She walks through the pet shop door and climbs back in the driver's seat of her old and tiny car, holding the bag of spiders up to her eyes to see them jumping around like shaken crickets.
You look delectable, all of you. I can't wait for us to join as one. I'm back, Anna, and I have something for you.
Kim unties the bag gently and reaches in to coax a jumping spider onto her index finger, carefully lifting it beneath Anastasia until it jumps into the Black Widow's web.
I know you caught a fly last night, but this is a treat you can't pass up. There won't be many more of these, unfortunately.
Kim sits back against the couch and fishes several more spiders out as if eating candy in a movie theater. They leap around her mouth and jump inside her throat as she swallows.
Life hasn't been too good too often lately, but I could get used to this. The feeling of a full belly with little arachnids jumping about it. I fear I will eat this entire bag tonight. But it has been quite some time since I didn't have to hunt for my food and still go to bed unsatisfied. Sorry. I know I should be more sensitive to your situation. I know you typically have to hunt for all your meals and probably spend a lot of time without a full belly, or wherever your food goes. Tears involuntarily stream from her cheeks as she chokes on her own words. I'm sorry, Anna. I didn't mean to do this to you, but I just miss Alexander so much, and it only seems to be getting worse. The irony is that he would know exactly how to help me out of this hole that I wouldn't have ever fallen in if he was still here. I just hope I can get over all these feelings one day without ever forgetting him. But this can't go on. I won't last much longer this way, and then what was it all worth? So much suffering in his absence, and I am woefully wasting my own life away for what? No matter how miserable I am, he will never come back again. So why can't I climb out of the darkness? I have allowed myself to approach death's doorstep, and I am finding it nearly impossible to turn back. I am utterly lost, and I am only now able to admit these feelings to my newest friend. Really, my only friend, though you are still a spider nonetheless. I'm sorry to disturb your treat. please, enjoy your jumping spider before it finds a way to break free. I am only bringing the mood down and should save these thoughts for Robert tonight."
Robert, yes, the only human that might listen to her problems and offer a solution. No offense to Anna. None of Alex's family nor her own will answer a phone call anymore, even if it was a matter of life and death. Life's cruel little jokes continue to deliver literal punchlines with a haymaker sprinkled in for good measure. She is forced to lean back into the arms of a stranger for refuge because her supposed support system decided to quit on her instead of working as a team when one of the teammates is in extreme distress. Here goes nothing, calling Robert. "Kimberly, is everything okay?" he asks through the phone. Her throat immediately closes before she forces herself to speak.
"Yes and no. I'm sorry for disturbing you when we are going to see each other tonight, but I really just need someone to talk to right now."
"I'm all ears, Kim. Anything you need."
"That's just it. I don't know what I need. I feel immense guilt every time I eat spiders, but it is bringing up more horrible memories from the past more than anything."
"Well, eating disorders are different from traditional addictions because we need to eat. You see? Quite the conundrum, right? My advice is to not beat yourself up over the occasional slip and focus on the long-term goal instead. Would you care to elaborate on these feelings you're talking about?"
Kim closes her eyes and silently screams every swear word she knows. "They are about my husband. He died just over a year ago, and that is the reason why I have developed an eating disorder."
"That's really good, Kim."
"I am so sorry. Please don't take that the wrong way. I meant that it is great you have identified the source of your pain. Many people take months or even years to reach that point, although I am still very sorry to hear about your husband. Might I suggest you speak to the group tonight and address that fact? There will likely be several others that can help too for further support." "You're right, I should probably share. It won't be easy, but I will try."
"That's all we can do. The process of grief often feels like we are utterly alone in the world, but the sad truth is that many people have lost a loved one at some point or another. I will also remind you that the grieving process has no timeline, and you are allowed to move at your own pace. You are doing very well, Kim, and I know we will succeed together."
"Thank you, Robert,"
she sniffles, holding back an avalanche of tears.
"I'm looking forward to tonight."
"As you should. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Otherwise, I'll see you at the meeting."
"No, I'll be fine until then. Thank you so much for your help. See you tonight."
Kim hangs up without waiting for a response, as she hopes to avoid any more unpleasant emotions on her end.
"Well, Anna, I finally understand why people drink and do harder drugs to numb their problems, because facing them head on is the worst thing in the world. My husband has been dead for 13 months, and I am just now starting to address these feelings. Let me tell you, it hurts like a son of a bitch. I almost feel worse now than when it happened, where I was numb from the adrenaline and didn't feel much of anything. The torment I'm going through recently seems to include compounded interest from my months of apathy. I wish I could be like you, Anna. Truly I do. The thought of a simple life without worries sounds tantalizing at worst and blissful at best. Don't be like me, all right? Even though you kind of sort of already are, but don't take any influence from me through our friendship. I'm the worst kind of disaster, and I often question why I am still here. Don't be like me. Continue to be your majestic, powerful, independent self for as long as possible.